Well, folks, we're back. I hope you refreshed yourself with a couple of king-size cans of Miller High Life. Maybe a peanut butter and bologna sandwich, and we're all set to go again.
What happened to Miller Genuine Draft? It disappeared.
MGD, huh?
Well, absolutely.
It just disappeared. I don't know where it went.
Never liked it. But Miller High Life is...
Michelob. I'm real sad to see Michelob disappear.
You know what? The best American beer I've ever had?
Loved it.
Sam Adams Genuine Draft. Sam Adams Genuine Lager on Draft. That's the best American beer I've ever tasted. Well, anyway, moving right along.
Back to the show.
Well, this on Dwayne.
What?
Dwayne,
What
do you
did-
recall 3 or 4 shows ago?
I don't recall with breakfast.
I advanced a great strategy for Joe Biden, mainly that he states there's too much hostility and we have a critical election coming up soon. So to cool the rhetoric between the parties and the media, that the president pardon both Donald Trump and his son Hunter. If he had Trump, would not be, if he had, Trump would not be seen as the heroic martyr figure and be gaining in the polls, and Hunter would not be shown as a drug-addled train wreck. It proves to me that my idea would have worked if someone had listened to me.
Well, first of all, I got to state that when I'm king, there will be no damn pardons. I would take that right away from a president because it's years
It's
ago
an
it may have been
anachronism.
years ago it may have been all right, but now it's being used as favoritism and pay off debts. Well, he did this for me, I'm going to do that for him. It's lost its.
This is a terrible thing. And I'll tell you right now, I wish I had Trump's ear, because I would tell him, do not do what Biden has done.
Yep.
Do not play the payback game.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my
because
God.
it will ruin you.
Well, that's what he's been talking about.
Yep. Revenge.
He's not
Revenge.
interested in payback.
Yeah, that's right. He stated that many times. That's a smart thing. He better keep saying it.
But also, Biden can't pardon Trump because those are state charges.
Oh, I know.
That's
Not
yeah.
federal. So
But they do. They twist the
they
law.
might have a little
all
influence.
the
are you
time.
trying to say they got influence?
By the way, in a Perry Mason novel, The Case of the Moth-Eaten Mink, on page 60, Lieutenant Tragg has this to say. The more you know about guns, the more you realize that it isn't the gun that's dangerous, it's the man behind it.
Well, it's true.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And once again, this is what we've talked about on this show.
How many years was Perry Mason and Ironside on television?
Oh boy, a skillion.
18 years. I just saw that yesterday.
Really?
57 to 75.
Then he came back though.
That was Perry Mason, and then when Perry Mason ended, he became Ironside, the guy in the wheelchair.
Right.
Yep.
Right. But then they brought back Perry Mason again.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. And Paul Drake Jr. was in it.
Oh, really?
Stuff like that, yeah.
But as far as guns are dangerous or not dangerous, well, so are knives, so are cars, so are trucks,
I'm
so are
dangerous.
bicycles. I mean, thousands of kids die every year from bicycles.
How many thousands, I don't know, thousands or not, but how many people are killed every year with a baseball bat?
That
Or a
too.
police baton?
Anything.
Yeah.
It's always who's yielding it and what
That's
they're going to
right.
do with it.
It's the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
what's
but
up
on
here.
that case too, I don't think that just because that's the that is what it is. That we said, all right, take whatever you want, take RPGs, you can have some C4 over here, that's not dangerous. There's a 81 millimeter mortar, go ahead, take one, take a few rounds. You got to be rent sensible about it too, because not everybody can handle a gun.
And also, our governor has stated, if someone breaks into your house, even if you have a gun, you are to run away.
Yeah, except, well, Florida's got to stand your ground.
Yeah. Well, most states do. Yeah. They have your home is your castle, and if someone comes in, you're allowed to shoot them.
I tried to
Not
play
in Massachusetts. We're not supposed to stand our ground. We're supposed to run away.
I tried to play the guard or whatever you want to call it at 7-Eleven when I worked at the convenience store. They'd come in and steal from me, and I'd chase them out the door. They go, oh, don't do that.
Amazing. We have a president, the sitting president, that is conducting 2 wars, and we have a crisis on our southern border. And he can't even manage to ride a bicycle, and seems more interested in ice cream cones than what's going on in the world.
He couldn't walk off stage the other day.
Yeah, that was awful. Did you see that?
No.
He finished his remarks and started to kind of drift.
And Obama had to grab him by the wrist.
Oh, yeah, I've seen. Well, I didn't see that particular, but I noticed when he is walking, it's getting worse.
Very stilted.
It's like every step he looks for. I'm walking like that now. But I know that I don't feel good.
Obama noticed that he was barely moving.
Okay, yeah.
And he came over and got him by the wrist and walked him off the stage.
He has some serious physical problems.
He does.
And it's too bad, but it's a fact of life. We're all getting to that age group where things start to fail.
But what
he shouldn't be in the public spotlight. There's no reason in the world.
He just said the magic words.
He shouldn't be there. There's no reason.
He should look in the mirror and say, I can't do the job.
Right.
Yeah. He sort of got, I see him in the position he's in when he just opened his mouth and said, yeah, I'll do it. I'll run, without thinking. Mm-hmm. And then he said, well, Christ, I'm locked into it now because I said I'd run.
Well, they're going to replace him.
Yeah, well,
that's the plan in the next 2 months.
Yeah.
It's smart. Oh, beautiful. Let's have a vote on that one. Really, you feel that way?
Oh, absolutely.
At the convention?
That's the plan. Absolutely. Obama he set the stage with that escorting him off the other day. He set the stage. Hillary's coming back.
Hillary certainly is getting her name back out there again.
Yep.
Well,
that'll bump up some votes right there. If she comes back in, there's a whole lot of Clinton followers out there.
We got so much talent in this country on both sides of the aisle that to have these 2 monkeys.
Yep.
And I am a big. I'm going to get it put in. I talked to my friends in Texas a couple of weeks ago, and I told him. I said, Tom, he said something about what do you think is going to happen here? I said, well, in spite of what the polls say, or in conjunction with it, very few people want to see a Biden-Trump election. I says, what you do, you make a third option down, none of the above.
Yeah, right.
And if none of the above wins, you 2 are out. The party's got 90 days to put up 2 new candidates. And again, if they go 90 days and then nothing happens, none of the above, well, we'll do it again. We'll just keep doing it.
Well, actually, it probably constitutionally would go to the Speaker of the House.
Well, see, I don't want to do that. I don't want to get that kind of crap in there. I want the people to vote.
But if you void the executives,
I know.
Yeah,
then that's going to go. There's secondary measures that have to be taken.
There's a list of 12, I think it is.
But if you had the guy for 4 years or 8 years, that 90 days ain't going to make any difference. I'd also put in there, you can't make any executive decisions within that 90 days. You can't do all these presidential decisions that they make.
think that make an awful lot of people nervous. What if we get attacked? What if this happens? What if that happens?
What would happen if they got attacked the day before the election was done? Same thing.
Well, we'd have a president, though, that could take action. If we don't have a president.
No, we've still got the same president we had. He just
Oh,
stays
okay.
there.
Oh, he's going to stick around.
Still, in 90 days, you got to have two new
Okay,
candidates.
I
so
got you.
Well, this
We're
has
not
gotta
gonna
get
be
figured out.
void of a-
What do we got? 135 days left to figure this out.
I guess, yeah, probably something about it.
Somewhere around there.
I believe that it's going to be Biden and Trump. I don't think.
I'm afraid you're right.
Yeah, I mean, both of them are going to go into the stubbornness Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, when they hang up their hats.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both incredibly stubborn men. I don't see Joe Biden walking away from this.
As far as competence and age and everything, Trump has gone downhill in the last few months.
Yeah.
God almighty.
Well, the
stuff
pressure,
they're
the
so-
stress.
Oh, yeah, and he's got
stress in his life is
words are
totally
all
affecting
screwed
him.
up. He doesn't know time frame anymore. The other day he said, well, Joan Rivers voted for me in 2016. She was a big fan of mine. Well, she died 2 years before the election.
Exactly.
But, I mean, it's just little stuff like that. You shouldn't. But that they do that. They pick out Biden, and now they're starting to say, well, you know, he's saying the same kind of
Right.
stupid stuff that shouldn't be.
And he repeats over and over,
over,
the same
yeah.
thing, over and over and over. I know. It's
So
scary.
this is not
This is not
a
our
dream election.
This we're not living our prime time right here, right now.
No.
And
No.
I don't know about you guys, but I fear. I told Bill and I we talked about this. Never in my life have I ever thought there was a threat to our democracy, the way our form of government. I just didn't see anything. That was just, we got checks and balances, and we thought this out and thought. I'm not that comfortable anymore.
Yeah.
I can see one side or the other, and I don't know which or how, but anything. But I would not be shocked at some point we end up with fighting in the streets,
Oh, I
shooting and
believe
Banana Republic type stuff,
Yeah.
Haiti
Oh, yeah.
type stuff.
You. Yeah.
There's got
Look,
to be some stuff going down here.
the MAGA Republicans
Oh, that-
have been condemned. Okay, gun-toting rednecks.
Yep.
But you look at the left wing. They
got- you
want to
got the-
take over every
got the
single
same-
part of our life. And say, well, now, you get up at 8 o'clock in the morning and you go do this, you go do that, you go do this, you have to drive an electric car, you can't use natural gas anymore, here's how you gotta re-insulate your house. Every damn bit of our life is going to be taken away by these unelected officials, by these nameless, faceless bureaucrats.
Well, they're the ones that they
WEF.
run the country.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right.
WEF is what they're talking about.
Yep.
The World Economic Forum.
Now, let me tell you. Yeah, one word. Oh, that's the whole path is for one world government, and that's great. We can have Kenya, Saudi Arabia, Mongolia, and the Philippines on the Supreme Court. That would be good. And all right.
Yes, frustration at its
All right.
maximum here.
Here's my next plan. All companies that employ people who must interface with the public must ensure the people who are doing the interfacing that they can speak clear and intelligible English, and there must be a training program to ensure that the public is served properly by the people that are hired. I'm sick and tired of getting calls about my credit card, or would you like to buy this, or I would like you to know about this or that, or go to a store and find the people cannot speak English.
Well, one of the
yeah.
prerequisites, I think, should be that they can look you in the face, listen to what you said, and then repeat exactly what you just said back. If they can pass that interview right there, that would be one of the prerequisites for getting hired.
Well, certainly be a good beginning.
Absolutely.
I went over to McDonald's what started this. I went to McDonald's in Millis. I'm not supposed to say that. I went to a McDonald's.
This one you've been banned from, or
Yeah. Oh, this is one. No, I inflict a ban myself. Yeah, I
His wife
refuse.
Susie says, "You get banned from another store or restaurant."
Thrown out again. Huh?
So I went in there, new management. So they have these kiosks you have to go up to and go beep, beep,
Oh
beep.
God, no. That's,
So I refused to do that.
Right.
So I went to the cash register. Well, I watched them walk by me, by me, by me, by me. Nobody stopped and said, "Can I help you, sir?" So the next time it happened, I said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa." I said, "Are you going to take my order?" "No." And with that, she ran off. I said, so I walked back around the petition and everything and kind of spoke loudly and said, "Is there a manager that would like to step out here and talk to me?" The one comes out with broken English. And I said, "I've been standing here for going on 10 minutes waiting to get a cup of coffee."
He says, "Go over there and punch it."
Yeah.
In the keys.
So she said, "No, no, no." I said, "What do you mean, no, no, no?"
You're in your
No,
space.
no, no here, no here. And then she pointed at the kiosks. I said, "I don't want to do the kiosks." And she just walked away.
Oh yeah. Bill, the world is changing on us, big time. Even like I hate calling a company, and nobody answers the phone. You get, if you want to do this, press 1. If you want to do this,
Oh, I know. Yeah.
and they'll go through the whole list, and there's not a damn thing that I want on that list because I got a question about something that's not on the list.
Exactly.
And if you press something, it starts all over again. I tried to call my fuel oil company this past week about something. I got 15 different levels of what they wanted. So finally, I pressed new customer. "Hello, may I help you?" I said, "Oh, did I get a human?" He says, "I think I am." That's all I said. "Well, I've been trying to find something." "Well, I'll help you then." From now on, I'll just press new customer because
Yeah. You know what? I think you've blended into the truth.
Yep.
I'm going to start doing that too.
because they don't want to lose a new customer.
Right.
They'll answer
Yeah,
that.
right. It's about the money in the pocket. Sure.
There's
Once they've hooked you.
I forget who the hell it is, but I call them all the time, and I got to go. Oh, the Boston Herald, my newspaper. You got to go through one menu, then a second menu,
Oh, man. Oh,
and then
man, I
the
hate
third
that, yeah.
menu, and finally, for all other problems, press 7. So
I repped a company from Carlsbad, New Jersey. And they had a president that lived in actually Boulder, Colorado. They made him president. His family wouldn't move, was what it was. They wouldn't go from Colorado to New Jersey. So they made a deal with him. Why, you come in 3 or 4 days, and then you stay out a week, week and a half, and just, by phone and all that kind of stuff. Well, they put a phone system in while he was home, or in Boulder. It was one of those press 1, press 2, press 3, press 4. He had trouble with it. He was so damn mad, he got a hold of somebody. He says, "I'm going to be there next Thursday, and that GD phone system better be the hell out of there. I want a human being answer those phones, or somebody else is going to get fired." And they scrambled and got rid of the damn thing because it affected him. He said, I can't imagine a company or a customer calling in and getting a runaround like this.
yep.
If you want to get their attention, your cell phone now listens to your conversations, and they are monitoring your text messages. And this is just something that has come about here in the last month. It was a bill that snuck through and passed.
Oh yeah?
So now they're reviewing every one of your text messages, and if you're sending messages that are inappropriate in a sexual way, in a terrorist way, in a threatening or bullying way, they will come and visit you.
Oh.
What were we saying about the government taking over our lives totally?
Uh-huh.
But we've been monitoring certain
Well,
communications for years and years.
Look at the Reid testimony. I mean,
Yeah.
that's all from monitoring
Emails, right?
emails and phone
Uh,
messages. Yeah.
20 years ago or 30 years ago, NSA was able to monitor any phone call in
Yeah.
the world. And it hasn't gotten any dumber. They got a lot smarter.
Oh, sure.
But C-SPAN, I think we need to start watching that and see what bills they're pushing through there all the time, you know?
Oh no, another TV show to have to watch? My word. So, the other day, I was driving and I came up to a side street. Now, there's traffic coming towards me. I'm going this way, and then there's a side street in the middle. So a lady decides to pull out and then slammed on her brakes and stopped. I love this when they do this. They push the nose of their car out and see if you'll both stop from both directions.
Right.
And the other guy slowed down. I kept on going. Now, she was very impressed with me because she gave me the "You're number one" sign.
Right.
Yeah. Is that what we've come to in this country?
Yeah, well,
Because no one's courteous enough to let them out.
yeah.
Well,
hardly, yeah.
by the same token, some of the drivers are not really that skilled because the guy coming the other way was far away and I was too. All she had to do was pull out. She
Go.
had plenty of room to do it.
Yeah.
But she pulled out to see if I was going to stop
Right.
and if
I
he
had
was
one
gonna-
do it to me the
Yeah.
other day, too.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Plus, we have some strange driving habits here.
Yeah.
Very strange.
I had to reaccustom myself.
Oh, I did too. When I got here, I got off the Mass Pike, got on 128. We had rooms at Holiday Inn in Randolph. That's where the company had reserved room for us. Got on 128, and the first exit that went by, a guy just damn near ran right into the side of my car. And the next guy too. I mean, crazy. So I said to the people that live here, I said, "What are the crazy?" I said, "Oh, they have the right of way getting onto that car." I said, "They do not." Oh, I think they do. Well, I just at that point I had just got the written book to change things.
Yeah.
I said, "They don't." I said, "That's just an old wives' tale that you people believe
Right.
that you'd have the right of way." We had when I was in outside of Cleveland. What do they call them? Interns come from here. I was working for a company at that time that was based here in Canton, and they would send these guys out from here. And one guy, his name was Paul, he come into work one day all flustered. I said, "What happened?" He says, "Oh my God," he said. He was staying in a big fancy place on Euclid Avenue, which is a big, fast street. Well, he just pulled that old, "I'm going to pull out and stop the traffic." Well, he got T-boned.
Yeah, I bet.
And he said, "Not only that, the cop gave me a ticket for failure right away." I said, "Well, welcome to
Welcome to the
Cleveland."
real world.
Yeah.
So traffic control, working out in Vegas. This is they teach you. It's called the zipper. So every other merges in,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and so Vegas is so tight with the traffic. There's little parking, and the boulevard is always jammed on the weekdays or weekends, I should say. And so getting from point A to point B is just really hard. So they taught you when you're getting traffic out of these events, zipper method, every other car. And it flows so much more freely and everybody gets out. I come out here and I'm like, why is that person stopping
Yeah.
to let somebody out? I'm like, okay,
We don't
I know.
do that sort of thing around here.
I learned that one quick.
We don't merge either.
I know, right? What's a merge?
You could have a sign, "Left lane closed 2 miles," and somebody's going to go all the way up to
Yep.
the end, and then all that traffic, every one of them's got to stop and let him in.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
Yeah,
And then-
and by the way, he doesn't stop and wait for a hole to develop. The barges right
Yeah,
in.
right up in the
you.
front
Right off
row.
the
Yeah,
road,
oh
whatever.
yeah.
I know. I had them do that to me the other day.
By the way, there is no more playing cops and robbers.
Was that
Among
gone by
the
the
kids.
wayside too?
Yep.
I figured Cowboys and Indians was
it's
gone.
now law enforcement personnel versus alleged lawbreakers.
Oh, jeepers.
Oh, really? Oh. So we are innocent until proven guilty.
I just now made that up.
When we
a
were
while
kids,
ago.
we played allies and Nazis.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Cowboys and Indians.
Doctor and nurse.
By the way,
You wish.
by the way, and I've raved about this before, but I found a note where I raved about it, I think. But if I didn't. So, you save pennies and coins?
I throw coins in.
I have a clear jar
Yeah.
for the silver. I have
I don't
a pot
separate
for
them.
the pennies.
I got my wheat pennies, yeah.
Yeah, and I empty it maybe once a year. Because with charge cards, I never get change.
You don't get
I
much
don't,
anymore.
I don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I once a year I wrap up my silver. Now you have to put it in the. You have to roll
The
them
wheels, yeah.
and you have to put it in the rolls.
Right.
You bring it up to the bank. What do? They
I know what they do.
open it
Yeah.
up and
dump
dump
it
it
into a machine.
into the counter.
Yeah.
And then they say, okay, Mr. Crane, that's $18.42 for you.
Rockland's got one in the lobby. You just walk in and dump it in a
So
machine and press in your account number and it gets debited to your, or is that to your
and
account?
I said to my bank, the two banks here in Norfolk that I deal with, why can't I just bring a bucket of money in and you can dump it in? Because this counter is just for personnel, bank personnel.
Okay, see, someplace like Rockland, they got one in the lobby for customers to come in and dump it in.
That is
And they charge
obviously
you 10%.
No, don't
No?
charge anything.
Oh,
that is cutting edge
For customers anyway.
thinking, because neither of the two banks that I deal with here in Norfolk do it. And the best explanation I had, well, that's the way we do it.
Yeah, they don't
it's a
care.
huge company out west is Coinstar.
Yeah, Coinstar.
And you go into the grocery store,
Mm-hmm.
there's a Coinstar right there. You go in and dump your money in.
But-
and they
but-
take 10%.
But take their own card. They
Yeah.
Stop and Shop.
Yeah.
You get a Stop and Shop. There's no charge for
Right.
it.
Oh, really?
If you got $55, you get a card worth $55.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, but if you take MasterCard or money that you want back, then there's like you said, a
Right.
charge.
10%.
Have you listened to the ads on TV for Super Grapes or Super Beets?
Super Beats. Yeah. Oh my God.
Call now and get a 1 month supply
Yeah.
free.
Yeah.
Well,
With a 2-year subscription.
you have to pay for
Subscription
three
service, yeah.
units.
Yep.
The fourth will be free.
That's right. There's always a catch in there. Oh, speaking of medical, I need you folks. Anybody that was a CPAP user, have anybody of you tried the surgical procedure that they keep advertising? I'm a CPAP user, and I'm curious about that. And I'm not much on an invasive surgical procedure to change it. But the CPAP machines are a pain in the butt.
Oh yeah.
They are just, they're not fun. They're just a nagging thing
Right.
that you got to
Yeah,
do.
they're a pain in the-
And people that got them would do about anything to get rid of them. But I'm not going to have surgery of some type that's serious. If anybody that's had that done, let us know, because I really like to know what it was like and how it helped or not.
Yeah, good idea, folks. Good idea. Let us
For
know.
the sleep apnea.
Yeah, I've done that for 10 years now.
Yeah.
But
Just give us a call here at Norfolk Cable TV and give us your name and number. We'll call you
we'll
back.
call back.
Yep.
Or drop a note. You can.
Now, there was two talking heads on the other day on Fox. And they were bemoaning the fact that only 60% of the citizens voted in the last presidential election. Why can't we get everybody to vote? I think that's nonsense.
You're not going to get everybody to vote.
I say if they don't care, they don't take an interest in knowing what's going on, then the hell with them.
That's right.
Don't vote. I prefer 60% of the educated people that were aware of what's going on do the voting, and the 40% of the mushheads stay home and drink the bud.
That's right. I agree.
What is this madness about? We've got to get 100% of the people voting. Can we change it to Sunday like they do in Europe and all of this stuff? I don't understand that.
I don't either.
It is more madness. Oh, Dwayne,
What?
in Israel, it is mandatory for all males to serve 3 years in the military and all females to serve 2 years in the military.
Except the Orthodox.
Right. That's exactly right.
That's a big problem today.
Yes, it is, because more and more Jewish people are turning to Orthodoxy.
Well, they're exempt from the services.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's creating a lot of friction among some of the others.
Don't you think that we should be doing this in this country?
Absolutely. We should have maybe, don't even call it a military service, just call it a service to your country. your
Yeah,
country's
exactly.
service, something, because
Exactly. Exactly.
Community service.
Yeah, or what? Yeah, that you should have to do. I don't pick a time. I don't know, 6 months, a year,
Yeah.
5 years. Well, that doesn't matter. But you should have to do something. Whether it's park beautification or
Listen,
I don't
if,
care. But
if you're a lady and you don't want to put the jump boots on and the khakis on and carry an M16 or whatever the hell they got now around,
M4s.
okay, M1s, there's plenty of government jobs. How about teachers' assistants? How
Assistants
about
in old retirement homes or
nursing
or personal care
assistants?
assistants? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many things you could do, okay, that would help alleviate the shortages in
That's
some
right.
of these occupations, and you'd be doing something for your country.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Yep.
We talked about that, a mandatory service
Yep.
of some kind.
Yep. By the way, here's another one for you both. Carvana. Would you buy a car that you haven't driven?
No, that's another thing. How are these people actually buying a car online
Apparently they are.
and have it
It's a
delivered?
huge company. It's going gangbusters.
I couldn't believe that either.
No. And then they have the picture of a young lady waiting in the window, and
Oh,
the
yeah.
Carvana truck comes and she runs out and jumps in the car and goes, oh, boy.
BMW, yeah. They're crazy.
Sight unseen.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to the dealer. You get in and out of a few of them. I like
That's
this
right.
one. Put a plate on it. Let me try it out. Oh, how far are you going to go? So what the hell difference does it make if I'm gone 5 minutes or 10 minutes?
Yeah, you got my license.
Yeah. I mean, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah, you got to
Now-
be careful. You don't know what kind of piece of crap you're buying.
No.
Even new ones today.
Oh, they're fully warranted. We
I know.
warranty them.
The last issue of Consumer Reports says about be careful when you go to like the Mercedes-Benz dealer and it was a CL something or other. He said, it says that little 20-minute drive that you're going to take really sounds great. They said it runs great, smooth, quiet. But he says our experience have been down the road. You're going to have some second thoughts about this vehicle. Its reliability is subpar. It shakes, it rattles, and things are breaking on them.
I had a guy, a good friend of mine, very proud of the fact that he finally sprung for a Mercedes.
Yep.
Told me afterwards it was the biggest mistake he ever made.
Yeah.
He's so disappointing.
My son just had that same experience with an Audi.
Yeah, yeah.
I call it audience.
There's a fellow
I have a word for Audi owners.
we need to watch.
What's that?
Tim Sheehy. He's 37 years old. He's a former Navy SEAL.
Oh, I know.
He's a founder of an aerial firefighting company called Bridge Aerospace in Gallatin County, Montana.
Yeah.
And he's running for the Senate
Yeah.
from Montana. And guess what here's his manifesto. He published it. Reduce federal deficit, tighten immigration laws, restrict U.S. aid to the Ukraine. He's endorsed by Donald Trump. He wants to clean up the crisis at the border, the broken VA, botched Afghanistan withdrawal fiasco. He's mad about that. He's for term limits, out with career politicians. We want safe streets, cheap gas, a secure border, and an America First foreign policy. What's not to love about him?
He's got all the right talking points.
Well, I can see a lot of things that he's missing.
What?
I didn't hear you say anything about reparations.
Well, I think we should have a vote on the show here that the Bill Crane Report, is supporting Tim Sheehy for senator
Is this
in
an official
Montana.
endorsement here?
I'm sorry?
Is this an official endorsement?
Yep.
I mean, we probably got as much.
In
We got as
Montana.
much influence as the Boston City Council has on their things.
We may have a viewer in Montana. I'm surprised.
Well, wait a minute. No, I got one in Wyoming. Got California,
he can
Wyoming,
slip. He can slip
Dakotas.
across the border.
I know. Well, they're pretty close.
Yeah. I got a friend of mine down in Houston, Texas, that watches too.
Well, yeah, I got a bunch in Texas. In fact, I talk to them about every week.
Yeah. I wonder, somehow or other, the beauty of
They can't believe that we refer to Republicans just as Republicans up here. He says in Texas, it's not just a Republican. He's a Bush Republican or a MAGA Republican. There's two different. There's a big difference between the two of them. They were telling us.
Yep.
He says, you stupid Yankees, you just mix them all together.
And that's something the Republican Party better address.
Mhm.
If they win, they better address getting everything into one
yeah.
group. Here's a tragic story. Now, I don't want to break up you two and get you crying and all that, but
Yeah, we've been down
NPR
that route before.
NPR is having trouble, financial troubles. National
Oh.
Public Radio. And they're laying off workers, cutting back on on-screen personnel. But you know what? When you pander to only one side of the political spectrum, all right, then you got to figure you're losing 50% of the potential viewership to start with.
It's true.
To start. But, here's the but. They are laying people off, but they're laying the wrong people off. They're laying the people off that's a cameraman and a writer and the guy that sweeps and the guy that puts the tables out.
Yep.
They're not laying off the dislikes of Jim Brody.
And
He was had $495,000 a year. He is the most worthless individual that I have ever seen.
he is, and he's repulsive to boot.
That's right. He's obnoxious.
Yeah.
And
And we don't like him.
we don't like him at all.
They've
Don't
got,
know him. Can't say.
they have 87 what they call editorialists
Yep.
working at WGBH in Boston. All 87 of them are Democrats.
Oh yeah. Their corporate salaries are 3.5 times the corporate comparison between like CBS or NBC
Yeah.
or any, the other people. 3.5 times, and it's all donated money.
Yeah,
They're
our money.
begging, mega
Yeah.
begging, we call it. At home.
Well, they don't get any Billy money, let me tell you.
Have you ever looked into the campaign fund website? OCPF?
No.
You want to get educated? Look at that. The Democratic Party has over $2 billion to play with.
Oh yeah, I'm not surprised. That doesn't surprise me.
Dwayne's got that much.
I got that much probably to change.
Oh, good.
Drawer in my
Okay. But no, check out OCPF.com. You get a lot of information. For example, 8 people in one family donated $1,000 to the Healy campaign. All
Yeah.
same address.
They're a generous family. The family that gives together stays together, I
I'm
guess.
just saying. I'd like to know more.
Yeah.
I'm wondering where that came from, and
I wonder if they could send us some money. We could use it.
I know.
By the way, among my missing words that the English language has let fall by the wayside, have you heard anybody call a friend a chum any longer?
No, you're right. That's gone.
That's gone.
There was a guy
That sort
named
was
Chum
almost
Lee.
like him.
He was at
Who?
Pawn
Yeah, but
Stars.
he worked at a,
Pawn Stars. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
Chum Lee.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
oh, I thought,
He's not just a clerk, you know.
Yeah, he passed away.
Chumley did? Oh, I didn't know that. But he was part of that show. He owned, I guess, one of the largest antique car collections in Las Vegas.
really?
Yeah, he was a millionaire. They always portrayed him as kind of an idiot.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. He was a fall guy on the show.
Do you think that with all the computer knowledge we have, that somehow we can identify and arrest scammers,
You'd think so. Because-
or at least stop them from dialing up me?
That's been a problem with the phone companies for years now. They have made some progress, but the thing is that some of these things come from overseas.
Yeah.
And they get into the, I don't understand the technological part of it, but they get in, you were a communications guy, but they get into the system somehow and they really can't hardly stop them.
Back into it. Yeah.
But at least they got the verified now, you can see it on your TV or it says spam with a question mark.
Right. Yeah.
And we just stop if I don't recognize the name
You know,
or the
I
number.
think,
we don't-
may have to do that.
just don't answer it.
Because I'm going crazy.
Bill, if it's important, they'll leave a message.
Yeah.
There's
And
a
sometimes
number
they'll leave
you
a
can
message that's
call
not
to-
important.
There's an 800 number you can call too to eliminate a lot of those.
Yeah,
it don't
we-
work anymore.
No, we tried
Doesn't?
that. It didn't work.
No, that do not call list.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get around it now.
Boy, I'll tell you what, that's going to be part of my platform when I run for office.
But as far as
Now-
the scam go, you all see these scams. You think, who would fall for that? But enough do because they keep doing it.
Now, is this a phone call that you're getting?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, you get them.
Yeah,
So
I
when
get
you
'em.
pick up the phone,
Yeah.
just do that on your dial pad. They'll think you're doing a reverse hack. You want to get another call. They will drop you like a rock. So if you just sit there and punch digits, it sounds like it's a reverse hack. Like you have a computer that's trying to dial into their system, to hack into their
I
system.
tell you what, I'm going to do that.
It stops them.
It'll
I do it all the time. Works great.
this afternoon.
Are you sure getting calls?
No,
None.
China used to call me all the time.
Who?
China.
China.
I would hear a Sheshe. That was the first thing I'd hear. Sheshe. So I immediately I go and just start like that on the keypad. Those phone calls, they hang up immediately.
I
calls went
get a lot of, hi, I'm from your power company.
Oh God, dude, I got a thing here about warning people don't not sign up for an alternative
Yeah.
power source.
Yeah, I'm
And they won't
here.
listen to that. They won't listen to that, you know?
I get that. I also get car warranty calls.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Those are great. But
And the police society that they're collecting for.
the one from California.
I don't know where they're from, but you know damn well they're not.
Oh,
And they got some that it's a recording, but they try to make you think it's.
Yeah.
If you try to
Live
say
person.
something, they just keep on going.
Yeah.
That,
Because they ask you a question and you go yes, and then they've recorded it and they
yeah, then they'll
they
use it
move
for
on to
something
the
else.
next, you know.
Yeah. This is quite a story here about this guy that stole $450,000 from a Marine with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. He stole the checks.
Yeah, these guys have no conscience.
You know, he did it for 5 years. And the firing squad is appropriate for him.
I think public execution is,
Yeah.
is appropriate for a lot of
Castration.
crimes. Yep.
Yeah.
And invite the public out and, have it in the park.
Yep.
We could just go like the Middle East does.
That's
If
right.
you get caught doing that, we cut off your hands or cut off your legs, whatever.
Or whatever. Do you talk to your house plants?
My houseplants, they talk to me. Last night I walked by one and he grabbed me by the flag and says, "Please, sir, can we have a drink? Please, I'm dying of thirst." I actually told Monica that because she's got a habit of, I always say, this is where plants go to die, our house.
I dumped a whole packet of tomato seeds into the pot. I have got 56 plants coming up.
You're too late.
Well, I've been talking. I read this someplace. So I've been asking ladies about it, and they think they've told me the plants actually do better when you talk to
I've
them.
read stuff about that too.
I've never tried
Could
it.
be a believer, sure.
I told a woman that, well, it wasn't my friend, it was sort of one of Monica's, and she's a vegan, and she started preaching veganism.
If I see you walk up to a tree and start talking to it, I'm not coming over here anymore.
That's right. And I told her that, she said, well, we don't believe in harming any living thing. I says, well, you eat lettuce, yeah, you eat potato, they were living things. You think that potato doesn't feel pain when it's ripped out of the ground and a mother potato sees her children potatoes being killed over there? Oh, that's not the same. I said, well, I think it is.
I had a girlfriend. We were having a argument, and she was giving me some grief about something, and I said to her, "How can you treat a fellow human being the way you're treating me?" She said, "You're not human."
Yeah,
I don't know what that just popped into my mind here when we're talking to houseplants.
Too funny.
But that's
no, I don't talk to my houseplants.
You don't. All
10
right.
minutes left.
I do talk to the squirrels, though.
Oh yeah, I talk to the
I
squirrels.
threaten them.
Oh, I don't threaten them.
They're
I
just
feed them.
ignoring 10 minutes.
Oh, thank you. Well, all right. In that case,
He's over here. Hey!
I got two more that I really want to get to. An ex-Grafton selectman has been arrested for defrauding investors in his marijuana company. Can you believe that an elected
Official
official
doing that?
would
No,
do
no.
something like that?
That's so
Is this
rare.
a new first thing or what? First time ever?
What?
This,
Somebody doing this?
Oh no, it must be.
I
Yeah.
gotta be.
wow. I can't believe something like that happened.
Oh, I know. Me either.
Boy. Now, so Iran has threatened when they get the nuclear bomb that the first one goes to Israel and the second one goes to the U.S. What will the U.S. response be? Or is there one? Or
Mad.
oh, okay.
Mutual assured destruction. I don't think there would be ICBM left in this country that wasn't heading there.
It's we don't even use that stuff anymore. Our space technology is such that they'll just blow it right out of the sky.
Yeah, that's right. It's tough to do that today without the. It's hard to.
President Biden has said numerous times, we will not allow Iran to possess a nuclear bomb.
Well, they're so close now that.
What, pray tell, if anyone from the press could possibly speak to the president and ask him, is that all about? What are you going to do to stop it? Don't you think
you
the
can't do
American
anything.
people should know that?
I don't know if you've ever read the book, the Elder's book, the former Secretary of Defense, called Sacred Oath.
May have.
He's got some very scary stuff there. He was Trump's Secretary of Defense. Very scary stuff about countries in there having the nuclear capabilities and how simple it would be to bring one, not even an ICBM, just bring one in a suitcase today. He said you could have like a satchel case, cause 80, 90,000
They don't
deaths.
even have to build it themselves. They can
No.
buy one from North Korea.
Yeah.
Total annihilation.
Yep.
What, I wonder what the game plan is if they get one.
I don't know. It just,
That's scary. Now, one thing too, two Jordanian nationals, both of them illegal, in this country illegally, tried to sneak into the Quantico Marine Corps base in a box truck by saying they worked for Amazon. So I have a few questions. Where are they being held? What were their plans? What will become of them? And why not the firing squad? Because obviously they were going in there to perpetrate
yeah.
bad stuff.
Things have changed. So, well, Jay doesn't know. My military service was intelligence, counterintelligence, and we were trained on different things. The things that we were trained to do today would get me in prison today. We were trained to do then. Find other weaknesses, like that. Got those two right there. I mean, we would come close to torture. What they call torture today, that far.
Yep.
We would go right up to the line with it. You found something that they're afraid of, exploit it. If they go screaming mad, they go screaming mad. But we don't do that anymore. These guys, we can't intimidate them. We can't do that. We
on the
can't
soft
scare them.
route. Totally soft.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. But what do you suppose was going on in their minds? What were they going to do
They've been
when they?
instructed.
When,
Yeah, oh, yeah, I think they were-
So
they
they
were-
go
they were
in.
operatives
They go in
someplace.
the
It was a
box
test.
truck.
Yeah. Or a test. yeah.
What happens? What happens when the box truck stops?
Yeah.
Do they stay in the truck? Do they hop out of it? If they hop out of it, what are they instructed to do?
I would. Well, we don't know, but if I had to guess, they're just going to stay there and blow themselves up along with it.
If they had, yeah. Well, because we don't know that because
If there was- if it was full of explosives.
absolutely, there's no follow-up information
Yeah,
on it.
because these
at
guys
all.
wear
Or
these
they're going to
chest
try and
bombs.
steal weapons.
Or steal weapons. That's pretty hard to do, though, in an armory.
Yeah.
But they must stick out like a sore thumb
course
walking
they do.
around Quantico.
Right.
Walking around, yeah, but
Yeah.
they could drive the truck wherever they want and just stop and press the button and
Yeah.
kaboom.
Well, this is interesting, I'll tell you, and scary.
Yeah, because you get, when you motivate somebody to do something, whether it be espionage or assassination or an explosion or something, your first recruit should be somebody that has nationalistic motivation. And way down the line is money, because they're the ones you can turn. But the true believer, whether it be nationalist or religious, he's a true Muslim. He believes in
The afterlife.
after everything. And
Oh yeah, Allah has a special spot for
you
him.
can't hardly change them because they're anticipating. They're enjoying this. They want to do this.
The 72 virgins.
Oh yeah, I don't know where the hell they're going to do with 72 virgins.
I don't think you can find them in Massachusetts.
I don't know how much Viagra they got in heaven. But you'd need it.
Boy, I'll tell you. One to end up with, protest leader from Boston. Zionists don't deserve to live.
And he does?
It's it's a he, believe it or
I
not.
know. And he does?
Yeah,
He deserves to live?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And
And what made him decide that?
he's now pro-Palestinian
Well, of
demonstrator.
course.
And he has come under fire for calling for the eradication of Zionists in a lengthy video that resurfaced this week.
Wasn't he
Now,
Columbia?
yeah.
Yep.
Now, is that not hate speech?
Of course it is.
Why hasn't he been arrested?
Squelched.
Hate speech
2
is
minutes.
defined by who's saying it and what they're saying about.
Yeah.
It's none of these things are actually what you think they are. They're always defined one way or another. What did the university president of University of Harvard said? It depends on the context.
Right.
I mean that you just
You
open
could read
yours.
so many things into it.
Yeah.
Well, by gosh, by golly.
We're going to read into the fact that we're calling this a day or something? I don't know.
Who knows? Well, we're about set to wrap it up, though. Now, I would like to wrap it up on this one last thing. The Row Incorporated has brought out a new soft Margot 12 bag. And you can get one for Monica.
What is
for
it?
For a handbag.
Oh, handbag. Okay.
$4,860.
She doesn't like that cheap crap.
Okay. Yeah.
She wants.
Standards are much higher than
She
that.
wants the better stuff.
Oh yeah. I can't. I don't understand that at all. I think somebody's are laughing like hell in the background because they got some suckers that'll pay that kind of money because it's got some guy's name on it.
We got money to burn.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And get a load of this. They're counterfeiting them.
Yeah,
there
well,
is
why not?
And
You-
there is a woman who has set herself up as the expert, and she will examine your bag to make sure it's not a counterfeit.
All right,
Who
there's
cares?
a job. There's the job.
Give me a break. This is total, complete insanity.
Well, they're not around anymore. So they had one of these Louis Vuitton bags,
Oh, yeah.
and the little leather strap about this long broke. They got a new strap, $125 for the strap.
Beautiful.
I says, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Who the hell would pay it? Well, I'm sorry, you did. $125 for that strap? There's a strap maker someplace that's saying, what a dumbass.
I know Andrew wouldn't pay it.
No, he won't.
All right, folks. Well, we have run the gamut of all sorts of things here today, and now it's time for us to punch out and go home.
Lunchtime.
Yep.
So, on that note, stay out of the heat, and we'll see you next time.
That's right.